Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too, watching content like this. And the name of this channel is Manifesting Magic with Dr. J. That's me. But more importantly, what I want to talk about today is 5 ways to wake up and have an amazing day, right? 5 things, right? Sometimes I feel like I get accustomed to feeling a certain way all the time, and then so when I get up, I get in the habit of not checking in with myself because everything's been cool. What's to check in with, right? And so what we have to remember is that we have to check in no matter what, even if we're feeling good. Just check in and say feeling good and keep on going, right? And so that is what I'm talking about today. When kind of like losing track of that, and then having to think, wait, why am I waking up, with these days kind of out of order, right? I was talking to my brother yesterday, and he was talking about all the rituals that he has when he gets up in the morning and starts his day, and like what he has to do, and like how it really invigorates the next moments of the morning and what's going to happen, right? And which was very, very interesting to me because I was like, well, I thought about something. Anyway, I was like, I need to put those routines back in place, right? For a long time for me, it was like meditating 30 to 45 minutes first thing in the morning. And then I kind of outgrew that for a while. And it's something that I dip back and forth in. So it's not fast, and it's not like a sum total of what I've done. I've gone and did a little things for a couple of years and then did something else for a couple of years. So I've gone back and forth. So 5 ways to start your day and have a really good day, because I think everybody's goal is to kind of just have a good day sometimes, even if it's rickety in some parts, but overall you can be like, today's cool. It was productive. It was nice. It was relaxed. I chilled out, whatever it is, right? So number 1 is start your morning off with like a short prayer or like an affirmation or some sort, right? So I get up in the morning and sometime, like when the girls were a lot younger, my daughters were younger, I would always say, get up in the morning and say, I'm so grateful to be awake, and I'm so grateful for my beautiful, happy, and healthy baby girls. That's always what I said. I still throw it in now. I'm so grateful for my beautiful, happy, and healthy baby girls. They're not babies anymore, but and I'll officially have 2 teenagers in a couple of weeks. But I mean, so I say baby girls because, that is when it started with me, because I was like, what is most important? Beautiful, happy, healthy. And if we have that, everything else can come second, right? So I always started off the mornings with that short affirmation, and it helped me remember, it's like, man, that is golden. That's a lot, because a lot of people didn't wake up this morning with beautiful, happy, and healthy children all across the world, right? So we just have to remember those things. It's so important, because think about it not being there, right? Sometimes I'm grateful for things that aren't there. I'm like, man, I used to have toothache so much when I was younger. I was sitting around one day a few weeks ago, and I was like, I'm so grateful I don't have a toothache right now. And I'm like, it's an odd thing, but when you have that kind of stuff, the only thing you want is for it to go away. And so when it's not there, you have to recognize that everything is all good sometimes. And it's sometimes we do forget, right? And make sure if you're doing short prayers or affirmations, you switch it up. The reason why is because it's like if your brain sees something every day, it doesn't really take it in. Like I write things on my mirror, and I haven't read it in forever. So I probably need to wipe it off and write a new message in a different spot. It's because our brain just gets used to seeing it so much that it loses its novelty, and we don't pick it up the same way when we walk by and see the message, right? Just make sure that it's something that makes you feel good and secure and whole and happy, whatever that prayer or affirmation is. And then there's number 2. A motivational message from one of your favorite YouTubers or wherever you go get your information, Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social medias, whatever vehicle you receive your motivational speakers from, people that you admire and things that they're doing in their lives that you would like to accomplish maybe in your own life. So you may follow them. And I've had these people several times in my life. I follow people on different platforms at different times. And then when I've reached the goal of accomplishing that thing, then it falls off. And it's not that anything was wrong with the teachings. It's just that I probably outgrew them. And so that's important. So if you have these people, I have a bunch of, I keep saying I'm gonna do a video on my favorite YouTubers, but I will. But I have a bunch of people that I listen to in the morning because the way that they speak and not even in the morning. I need to start doing that. I kind of listen to them when I'm taking showers and walking around the house and stuff and driving in the car. But the way that they speak and the way, what they tap into, it really resonates with me. So on so many levels, it resonates with the aspirational version of myself that I'm always reaching for, instead of like, any like down talk or negativity or judgment of others. They're void of that. And I like I like that platform. I like people with platforms like that. So I'll get up in the morning and listen to my most motivational, inspirational audio sometimes to have a great day. I do it in the car, bringing my girls to school, because I just think it's so important, right? And my girls get out of the car for the past few months, right? Because I've been bringing them to school. I don't have to, they have a bus, but I enjoy it because I'm at home. I work from home. And I was like, well, I enjoy it. I enjoy bringing them to school in the morning, because in about 5 or 6 years, all that's going to be gone. So I like that time that we have, about a half an hour to 45 minutes in the morning. And at one time, I wasn't even seeing the benefit of that. And then I like snapped into it and I realized, I was like, no, that's an amazing moment. And so I get to chat. Sometimes it's not friendly. Sometimes they're like, bah humbug to me. And then other times it's happy. Sometimes I'm like, bah humbug. And they're like, what's wrong with you? But I mean, most mornings, 4 out of 5, we're, talking about all kinds of nonsense. Even so much so my oldest daughter is like, she never wants to get out the car. Can we bring her to school first? And then it feels good. But something I say to them that I've been saying for the past few months is, all right, I love you, pumpkin. Have a beautiful day, and set a good intention. I say it every day. I'm like, have a great day and set a good intention. And they go, okay, mommy, I love you. Because it speaks differently. Because no matter what we did or what we've come across, at their baseline, they understand that they're in charge of their day and that they have to remain secure and whole in order to have a good day. So even on those days where they feel insecure and they feel emotional and they feel out of whack, if I give them a little something and say, make a good intention, and then I'll check on them in about an hour, I hope your day got better. It usually is. And it usually is by the text message that I send, right? So just setting that intention, listening to these motivational speakers. I didn't want to say set an intention. That's one of the other ones. But the motivational speaker, that's something very important. Get something to motivate you, an audio, something like that, a book. It's good. Another one is, of course, sit in silence. We always hear this thing about meditation. Everybody's meditating. Meditation is great, right? But I know when you hear some people hear the idea of meditation and they have this concept that they're supposed to like block out information in their mind. Well, it's kind of really hard to do that unless you're even sleeping. There's operating going on. As long as there is electricity running through your body, you are going to be humming. Some sort of information is going to be running through you, right? Think about a computer. Think about you put it on sleep mode. It's not really turned off. So there's information that's still happening. It's just at a very low level, low scale. That's like maybe a dream or like these little passing thoughts you have when you're sleeping, right? Or the thing that allows you to hear noises in the background. So it's like sitting in silence does not have to mean blinking your brain out. Trying to not think about anything, I can get away with it for about 15 seconds. And I've been trying this for a lot of years. I mean, like just stopping, because the minute I let down my guard in any sense, it's like a tug of war, a thought pops in. And so it's a very tough concept. But what I do think is paying attention to those thoughts, not letting those thoughts completely take over your mind. I listen to Muji all the time. He's a spiritual guidance person that's on YouTube, not on YouTube, but YouTube is available for him to share, but he's been around way before YouTube. But he was talking about mind attacks. And I was like, man, your mind can really attack you, because you'll have this battle happening in your head sometimes. And it's just playing out. And you're the only one fighting. You're fighting with you. You're fighting with other people, but you're still just fighting with you. And it's all happening in your head. So I find that sitting in silence allows you to hear those thoughts. Then you can analyze them. Then you can get out of the thoughts and separate yourself from the thoughts and kind of get a bird's eye view and be like, why am I spending time on this? What was I thinking? Girl, you have lost your mind. I've done that several times in my life. What are you thinking? Don't let people have that kind of power over you. That's nonsense. And it's like, you have to, and so the silence allows the space for you to hear your nonsense sometimes, right? And then so number 4, Set an inspirational intention. Now, I mentioned this before talking about motivational speakers, but when I mean set an intention, like being really specific about what kind of day you want to have and how you want it to play out, right? So I got up this morning and I thought, you know what? I got a few things I want to get done today. I want to get some more nails. So I want to do my nails over. I enjoy this. I'm kind of over it right now. So I got some acetone. I had to go to Target. I was like, I'm going to do my nails today. I was just like, I'm in the mood for some shrimp fried rice. I'm going to order that because, my day is kind of my own. And I know these days are not always the case. So I like to take advantage when they come around. I was like, I'm going to clean up. Contrary to what it may look like, it's pretty clean back there. These shoes always look a little messy, but they're just on the rack. And then I was like, I'm going to wash the dishes, even though dishes aren't mine. But I had these little things. My daughter does the dishes. And then I was like, I'm going to wash some clothes and fold some clothes. And then I'm going to work on some projects that I have going on and answer some emails. So everything in my day has played out so well. It was a real clear intention about what I wanted to have happen. I didn't leave it loose and wide open because sometimes leaving a day loose and wide open, it creates room for weeds to grow, right? So it's like you have a garden. If you don't touch a garden, it's not that the garden's going to stay pretty and the roses are just going to bloom. The weeds are still going to come through. So it's like you always have to do some maintenance when it comes to making sure you're on top of your feelings, your emotions, your day. And it cannot in any way have anything to do with anybody else and what they need from you. You have to think about what it is you're interested in, what you want to do and what you want to take care of and what's going to please you for the day, right? Because a lot of times I've had kids for a while. I mean, what is it now? 15 years? She's 15. And so the idea that you can like check out on things that you're not interested in when you're like raising kids every day, like it doesn't even occur to me. I'm like, you can't check out. Who else is going to do it? Children can't feed themselves. Children can't go to parent-teacher conference. Children can't go to soccer games by themselves. Children can't go to ballet by themselves. Children can't go to acting classes by themselves. Children can't go to art by themselves. Children can't go to school field trips and travel without chaperones. So it's like so many things that you have to do on a daily basis when you're like a parent, you're like an at-home parent that you don't want to do. And so the having the luxury of telling a kid or telling somebody, anybody, I'm not interested in that and someone needs you. For me, it doesn't even occur to me, but it's a gift and a curse because while it's very nice to be available and be open and have amazing energy for other people and to give other people, there's a large part of you that has to drop that whole thing and be like, wait, I'm finally in a place where if I'm not interested, I ain't got to do something, right? So my daughter the other day was just like the younger one. She's like, can I stay after school with one of my friends and hang at Target? So, they're city kids now. They walk all around, they half of their friends catch the metro buses and all that. So they've been a lot more independent and they've been a lot more trustworthy and mature. And I love it, right? And so I'm like, yeah, you can go ahead and walk to Target after school and, go hang out. And then I went, wait, do you feel like going down there to pick her up? And I was like, I really just don't. And I sent her a message. I was like, not today, maybe tomorrow. And then she's like, oh, I said, I can't come pick you up today. And she's like, oh, okay, I understand, blah, blah, blah. She gets home and she says, well, why couldn't you come pick me up? I said, I didn't feel like it. She went, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, freedom, right? And so that's just another version of freedom. Sometimes we trap ourselves into the expectations of others that are like barely on the table. Like if you don't do it for them, they'll take care of themselves, right? If you ain't in the mood for something, people will take care of themselves. They will take care of themselves. I promise you. And okay, and then make sure if you're doing that in an aspirational intention, I have notes, always have notes. An aspirational intention is always something too. You can do small things like I'm going to give an extra tip to someone today. I'm going to buy my coworkers lunch today. I'm going to go out with friends and not yell, split the check. I'll take care of the bill. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take care of it, right? And then number 5, last but not least, exercise first thing in the morning. That gets the juices flowing. Now, this was always a big deal for me, especially a few years ago. Only in the past few months or so have I really gotten out of the habit. I wouldn't even say months. I would probably say this month, out of the habit of doing regular exercise, right? I just don't feel like it. I want to. I don't feel like it. And I feel like I've lost too much weight right now. So I've been doing a little cardio, mostly weightlifting. And, I don't want to lose anymore. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm good, right? Before I was always trying to get to a goal, trying to get to somewhere on a scale, but I'm over it. And I stopped counting calories and everything. And then weight just comes off even more. I'm like, that's so weird how that works, right? But nonetheless, exercising first thing in the morning was something that I've always done. I've always lived by. When my daughters were younger and I had to leave them at home in the morning, I would lock up the house, leave them, go to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning, come back home for 5:45, hurry up, get the shower, get dressed, 6 a.m., wake them up. We do all their stuff and I get their lunches ready. It was a routine in the morning, and that 5 o'clock thing was necessary. So it changed my day. It made me feel like I had something for myself before I went and gave all of me to the world, right? And that's really what we want to do. We want to make sure we have enough reserve for ourselves so that we don't get insecure, we don't get immature, we don't get emotionally unintelligent, we don't get impatient with ourselves. We don't see the amazing and glorious and beautiful person that we are. We lose sight of it and start focusing on what we consider a shortcoming. And then somebody comes around and they remind you in the right way, in a really specific way. Because sometimes people that know you, and you start going on about something and whining about something, and they're just like, who is this victim that I hear? What is happening here? What are you doing? What is happening? And you're just like, oof, you're right. I went down that road. I gave people, places, and things too much power. Why? I felt like they had a better understanding than me, or somebody, or a job was better than me, or an environment was better than me. And I made a mistake and went down the road of picking on myself, right? So you want to just make sure that you have that clarity, you have enough reserve for yourself, and that you are giving your best version of you without depleting you, right? Okay. Anyway, 5 things to start off and have a good day. It looks like my battery's trying to die because I can't see the screen anymore. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And, start off good, start off right. And you're going to, that energy in the beginning is going to be, the rest of the day is going to be amazing. Bye.